Welcome to LEVREMEMBERS. Today's a special, crazy day. Today you're getting Malcolm Nance all over the place with Unleashed. I wasn't able to be there. The fellas took it, but we had a special, for those of you that watched with Congressman Rokana. It was really important to get some information and also speak to him about what's going on in the Epstein files, which we'll get to in a second. But right now I want to talk about this, Malcolm. Congressman Frost came out there, and I'm going to quote him. He said, "Fascism is not on the way; it's here."
Mm-hmm. He's absolutely right.
I mean, you could people that are still thinking that we are in a. I remember that word a few months ago. That it wasn't fascism back then. If you said fascism, everybody would go down your throat. When me and you would talk about, we would say dictatorship. They would say, "Great." They don't say those things. Back then, they were saying, "Are we in a constitutional crisis?"
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Are we? Yes. And is Trump behaving? And there was always a question. It was never a freaking statement. There is no one in the news media that will come out and say the evidence is weighed. It is definitive. The United States, and at that time they were saying, is headed towards an autocracy.
Yeah.
Right? Trump's behaving like an autocrat. And I was going, wrote 4 books about this. This guy's a fascist. He is a dictator, not a dictator wannabe. He has now got the power to be a dictator. And did you see Laura Loomer's tweet yesterday where she said essentially, screw it. I want Trump to behave and act as a dictator from now on and punish our enemies. This woman has you know what? When the trials come, and I'm certain we will be forced, there will be some cataclysm in the United States, and we will be forced to have not peace and reconciliation trials. We'll be forced to have to bring people up on incitement to violence, on crimes against humanity. And I got to tell you, the treatment of these prisoners these American citizens and other people they're rolling up and putting into prisons, we've got to come down on that super hard, crazy hard. We can't allow that to exist, the way that they're doing it. But you got Laura Loomer and all these other people like, let's go to war. No one's asked for civil war. These people on the right are violent. I wrote a whole book about it, 280 some odd pages called "They Want to Kill Americans." And it says right in the subtext, they is your neighbors, right? Who think that we should be hung from light posts. We should be exterminated. Let me tell you, Nazi Germany did not start with Jews attacking the SS and the SA. It started with a communist, and then it started with the brown shirts of the SA attacking the black shirts of the SS, and Hitler giving Himmler the power to wipe out people in their own party. The SA, the brown shirts. That's how they went from the brown shirts to the black shirts. So for those people on the extreme right who think that the ultra extremist right groypers who may have carried out this assassination because you're not Nazi pure enough, because they're led by that neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes, self-declared neo-Nazi who was invited to personally dine with Donald Trump in the White House. Right? That's who may have carried out that operation.
And I want to talk a little bit more about that because I actually wrote up nothing, but for some reason, maybe it's me, but I don't see you. You were doing something with the camera and it flipped.
No, I'm good. Hold on. Let me bounce out, turn the camera off, and turn it back on. Let me see. Hey, oh yeah, they've got my desert photo up there.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, I'm back. All right.
I didn't want to interrupt you during your rant. I fucking let
my rant.
People need to see you.
The last 2 days have made me last 3 days have made me so angry. And as you know, my problem with us who are in the center left, center right, never Trumpers, and left is that I don't see enough, a level of outrage that is commensurate with what is happening. Maybe it's like with Jimmy Kimmel, you finally see it.
It's no, but it's the opposite. They're in the defense. This is the crazy part. They're walking around making, excuses for Charlie Kirk like he's some kind
No,
of angel or warrior. Okay, granted, and we all say as nobody's talking about celebrating the death of anybody.
no,
But
not
but
at
but
all.
but since when does somebody's death take away our freedom of speech?
Now,
We can't even quote what he said. We can't
it,
even quote because we can't go and say some nasty, dirty shit that he said, Malcolm. And if we repeat it, it will be disgracing him. How does that make
I just said this on the last program. The four major figures that have been fired in the last couple of weeks, right? Colbert, Kimmel, Karen Attiah of the Washington Post editorial board and opinion columnist, and who was the other guy? Dowd, Matthew Dowd at MSNBC. Every one of them was fired for accurately quoting
Yeah, yeah,
things. For literally what they did with Karen Attiah is, I've had a lot of differences with Karen Attiah, but this is crazy. They fired her because he didn't use the phrase black woman. He said four specific women were essentially ignorant, and she said black women.
right.
And they were like, well, you lied, you misquoted, and they fired her. I shit you not. You couldn't, I would be filing, and I said this about Jimmy Kimmel last hour. If Jimmy Kimmel were smart, he would lay low, play cool, let them make a final determination, start adding up how much money he would lose over the next 10 years if he had consistently grown. And then I would have filed a $20 billion lawsuit
Yeah,
against Donald Trump for ordering the government to have him fired. They can make decisions, but their legal office is sitting there right now going, oh shit, if we fire him, it's going to look like we did it at the direction of the president. He didn't do anything wrong. I saw the video. He criticized Trump for just blowing off Charlie Kirk's death and talking about the ballroom, and he said, "This is what you do by processing grief." That is a clean, new journalist analytical statement. I have no idea why that wasn't considered a journalistic statement. It was not even satire. It was a fact.
But meanwhile, Malcolm, they've been running around every day, even screaming that it was the leftists, the
Oh,
evil
they can
leftists,
defame
the group.
anybody.
I mean, they're talking about, but see, the crazy part is they're talking about like it was a group. That there was a group of people that conspired to kill Charlie Kirk. They don't
Yeah.
because they don't talk about this crazy guy or this hurt soul or this young kid that was radicalized or whatever you want to call them, however you want to call them. They don't talk. None of that ever comes out from nobody on the other side. What comes out of their mouth is the evil.
Hey.
The left, and the crazy part, Malcolm, this is where is the dangerous part. Where I'm trying to say, it's not the fact that the Laura Loomers are saying it. It's one thing,
Mhm.
the fact that you got the president, the vice
Yeah.
president, and every single top office in his administration coming out, and Fox News, they're all saying it. I mean, they're all coming out and saying it was the left. It was the left. It was the left.
Making definitive statements.
Definitive. With that,
right? Which is probably going to get that guy off. It's going to get him. I mean, I now you can't tell me his lawyers are like, oh, that confession was from him.
Oh,
right?
The prosecutor was shitting bricks up there when he couldn't believe. He stood up there. He goes, "I'm not going to answer any of them." But wait a second. The FBI director told us it was this. But he was like, well, I mean, you can't make this up."
This is it's clown show, and it's a disgrace. But okay, I put out a Substack. I put out a YouTube immediately after he was killed because it was an act of political violence, and whoever did it technically met the definition of terrorism. Unfortunately, we don't have domestic terrorism laws in America. I suspect that will happen very soon. And the reason we don't have American domestic terrorism laws is you cannot be prosecuted for your speech. It's not incitement. And that's the key word they are now throwing around. Pam Bondi said it all Monday. Stephen Miller said it all Sunday. Trump said it Tuesday. Incitement. And they're trying to say that your speech is no longer protected. If you criticize Charlie Kirk or you criticize someone else and something happens to them, all right, you don't know. We don't have any idea why he was killed yet. It has not been adjudicated. There is no trial. And the evidence they're putting out is crazy.
Crazy.
Hey, I transcribed millions of words of audio intercept when I was with the National Security Agency. I was there at the founding of the internet. I see how people write. I see how kids on Discord write. We studied Discord deeply when we found that it was a vehicle for not just the right wing, but for ISIS and Al Qaeda during these gaming communities. We're not just typing what they wanted to say, it also has audio. And you can communicate securely on audio on a platform the FBI is not looking at 15-year-old kids on. They don't speak in human speak. They don't speak in full effing sentences. They speak in emoticons, emojis, and acronyms and symbols. The same symbols that were carved on those rifles. So don't come to me and tell me some kid who started 10 years ago when the Goipers started. He would have been 13. 13, the perfect age that Steve Bannon helped create the alt-right by using the Discord server to identify with white boys who felt lonely and involuntarily celibate. And that became the Groyper movement. That kid has been in gaming for a decade where his whole life was gaming. So don't tell me he goes, I'm sorry, my love. Yes, I did it. Bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Bullshit.
But even Mecca says
Does
it's
he
bullshit.
even know? You know what somebody says? It's like that Steve Buscemi thing when he's dressed like a kid with the skateboard. Why, hello, my fellow teenagers. You know, this is bullshit. And they're going to find out it was fabricated, or what they're going to come back and say was they paraphrased the actual material because they didn't want the material to be let out into public. And they're going to say, judge is going to go, Discord thrown out. There's no way. It's fucking radioactive now. Sorry, I'm ranting.
No, go. Malcolm, what about the fact?
Stupid shit.
It's just incredibly so. What about the fact that how Patel came out and said that they found the letter, they burned it, they destroyed it, but they were able to regenerate it, and this is what it says now.
What the ever living fuck is he talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
You destroyed a document deliberately? For what reason was it destroyed? What was it?
No,
okay?
No, right. I have no idea. I mean, and watching this guy, I mean, even sit there and being the way he's being questioned, and watching did you see the I mean, Malcolm, what is happening? I mean, this is like, I mean, it's like they've all been given the green light to just tell everybody go fuck yourself. And
I wrote this in my Substack yesterday. They don't govern. They are all instructed to behave this way.
Yeah.
Your job, you don't belong, you don't work for them, you work for the king, right? And Trump's attitude towards America and governing is, do I look like I give a fuck? I don't care about you. I don't care what you want. I'm doing what I want. I wrote this in my book, Plot to Destroy Democracy, in 2018. Their attitude was, we are masters of the universe and we control your whole lives and destiny, and we don't give a fuck what you think. We don't give a fuck how you feel. And here's Patel. I'm director of the FBI. The only thing he didn't say was, you can go fuck yourself. Right?
He almost said it. He
almost said it because he's been led to believe. And I'm sorry, this is why when we have our Project 2029 trials, every person who abused their office has got to be brought up on charges. We need Glenn Kirshner as the freaking attorney general, right? Someone who is a pit bull.
Yep.
Who we like, not, and I don't mean the guy who will be like Mike Smith, who will say, well, the law forces us to discard this. The attorney general's office is now the same attorney general's office in judgment at Nuremberg, right? The Nazi prosecutors who changed the laws outlawing Judaism, outlawing ownership of property. She just outlawed on Monday freedom of speech. And then by Tuesday, it was like, oh, no, I was just talking about incitement speech. Bullshit. Every fucking other person in the administration came out.
Just like she did with the Epstein files. I have them on my desk. Oh, I don't have them on my desk.
Oh, no. I'm starting to believe that Guantanamo Bay should be kept open. No, I don't believe that at all. I think trials should be held here in the United States. And we are not truth and reconciliation. I don't want immunity for your testimony.
Malcolm,
all right? I want people to be held accountable for what they've done.
Malcolm, they're firing people because of, she went on TV telling companies to fire people if they speak badly about Charlie Kirk. What are you talking about?
Billions of fucking dollars.
Clemson University, and you got other people, and your people are getting fired.
Lawsuits should be flying.
This is why we saw Jimmy Kimmel. He was fired because and if you listen to what Jimmy Kimmel, he did not even say anything bad about Charlie Kirk. It was about Donald Trump.
Yep.
It was nothing bad about Charlie
Kirk. He
only
spoke about Trump and Trump's lack of empathy.
Correct.
We're building that. And my favorite part of this thing is they're so criminal. They want a financial shakedown.
Oh, right away.
They want him to donate money to her. That woman's net worth's $20 million, and she just took over $250 million foundation.
Oh, my God.
I'm a widow. I'm a widower. Okay? And let me tell you some things about what happens in that first freaking week. I could barely speak, much less function. But to come on board and people are like, oh, give her money. Give her money. For what?
What do you mean?
All right?
You didn't hear the news
Every
today?
person has a right to free speech. Don't forget, money's free speech. I choose not to do that.
But you didn't hear she became the CEO today. Today, Turning Point USA officially made Erica Kirk the CEO of, and the post that they put out there was that now the left is really going to see what they unleashed. What the left unleashed. The left unleashed.
You know what?
Like this, just think about that. This is all marketing. This is part of a marketing campaign. This is not even politics. This is strictly marketing to be able to use. It doesn't matter to what degree they're going out there, strategically going out there. They've scared the shit out of people that are truth tellers. They've taken away the voices of people that are stood up and spoke truth to power. And now it's a full-blown marketing disinformation campaign.
I got a question. How long does it take to go to law school? 3 years? 2 years?
Oh, if you're Lev Parnas, 2 years. Somebody else, 10 years.
Because I'm thinking now might be a good time for me to go to law school, get caught up in the bar, because lawyers are going to make bank suing these people. You know what? The words Charlie Kirk, the words he used, I protected with my life. His right to say I always say this to these neo-Nazis, these MAGA guys. I protected your right to free speech with my life, my body, and I protect your right to say any stupid shit thing you want. Knock yourself out. When you cross that line into violence, we're going to be waiting for you there. But now what we're seeing is stochastic terrorism, which is when you say things that excite people enough that they take it upon themselves to start carrying out acts of violence. We don't know yet why we have over 13 people hospitalized by 2 drive-by shootings of homeless encampments 24 hours after Kilmeade made his statement, and 2 nights in a row. What is it, Minneapolis?
Nobody even talks about Kilmeade. He did. He's still on the air. Trump's not outraged.
And of course not. Of course not. Of course not. It's okay. I said this in my book, 2018 book, Plot to Destroy Democracy. America under Trump will become a constitutional autocracy. The Constitution and the rights afforded in it will be for MAGA only. And everyone else will have a new set of laws that will be interpreted that anything they do, they start with no rights. This is how it was done in 1936. And that's why Judgment at Nuremberg is one of my favorite movies. That trial was of the Supreme Court and the Attorney Generals of Nazi Germany and how they authorized sterilization, how they authorized and made legal. Nazi Germany did nothing that was against German law. Everything was legal and had gone to their Supreme Court. It was against humanity.
Correct. Because
right?
They rewrote the laws.
They rewrote the laws.
Just like Donald Trump is trying to do.
And that's why German prosecutors hung. Okay? I can't remember the name of who was the prosecutor in general from 1941 to 1945. He got life in prison. Yeah, he got out about 30 years later, 25, 30 years later. But that guy could not leave his fucking house. People were gunning for him years later. A lot of Germans that got off, who caused millions of people to die, right? We're held accountable, at some point. What we're doing, is we see these people out there, and someone just made the comment about just following orders. There's no just following orders when you are morally corrupt and when you are breaking the laws of humanity. And I don't know what'll happen. All I know is this. Charlie Kirk had a right to live. Everybody in America has a right to live. I defended that with my life. You have a right to say all the stupid shit you want. I defended that with my life. If you commit murder, you get held accountable. I do that. But you cannot use every lever of the American government as a weapon system against all the other Americans against you. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, bottom line up front, he did this because the Epstein files was gaining a lot of speed this week.
Oh, big time.
It was on TV. And even going to England reminded everybody of Prince Andrew.
But did you see, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but did you see how they didn't even let reporters ask questions? They picked two reporters, and the two reporters was Brian, who is Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, right? And then it was Fox News. What's his name? From Fox News. That was the two layup questions. Nobody spoke about the Epstein. No questions about the Epstein files.
Hey,
no questions.
They were projecting on the turret of Windsor Castle the pictures of him, Epstein, all of these things. There was a giant banner out in the field. There were airplanes flying over, pulling up signs. And their freaking protests were massive. They hate this guy. Why the king decided to bring him along may bite King Charles in the ass if it turns out more evidence about Prince Andrew ties him to Trump. And
everybody that's kissing Trump's ass is going to come back to bite him in the ass. Right now, history is going to judge each and every one of them like you can't even believe it.
Somebody wrote that Trump mentioned great British writers and mentioned George Orwell.
What do you mean? He keeps calling the war between Azerbaijan and Albania. And
Albania.
He did it today again. He's like, Albania's like, we're not at war with Azerbaijan.
Albania.
He keeps forgetting Armenia.
And this crazy talk. This crazy talk that he ended the Rwandan genocide. That was 1994, bro. You didn't end anything. He's a pathological liar. And what upsets me the most is that no one in news media should go and risk their job and say, I'm going to call it here. This man is a pathological liar. He cannot tell the truth. He is a criminal in office, and I'm not going to sit here and kiss his ass for you or anybody else. And that person will get fired. Of course, I'd walk off the step, like Deadpool, double fingers up. And and I would bask in the glory. Right now, some entrepreneur, and I know I'm ranting, some entrepreneur has the ability to create the most watched television channel on cable.
I'm talking to some people now.
The most, first off, 70. Why would you throw away 75 million watchers? Oh, by the way, during COVID, it was 81 million Democratic voters. 81 million. They're still there. They didn't go MAGA. Trump's numbers never went up. He went up by 1 million. That's it.
His numbers are down everywhere right now.
But I mean the electoral numbers. I'm just saying, why would you throw away the financial opportunity to create the greatest lineup of liberals, centrists, Joe Walsh, Joy Reid, Michael Cohen, you, me? Give me a national security show, and I will tell you right now, okay? I mean, I'll have 2 shows. I'll have one on national security, then I'll have another one where I call them lying bitches. That'll be the name of my show. And it'll be like South Park. Everybody will be like, did you watch them lying bitches today? And I'll be like, hells yeah, I did.
But besides that, we need some fresh blood in the Democratic Party. We need somebody young come out there. Like, I'll give you an example. You said something so perfect right now, Malcolm. Just think about what you just said and how different they react and how we react. With Charlie Kirk, Pat died. Granted that they like Charlie Kirk. He was one of theirs. They're emotionally screwed up. I agree. I give them all of that leeway. But then they went and are using now Charlie Kirk's death to push Project 2025, take away our rights, shut down the media, fire Jimmy Kimmel, do all this stuff, right? Now take the opposite effect. During this period of time, Brian Kidney made a mistake. He went out and said something really bad. And like you said, there were drive-by shootings of encampments of homeless people. I did not, you want to be honest? I had no idea until you just told me. You know why? I know about Brian Kilby. I didn't know about the shootings. The media didn't report about any of that. There's no congressman. Every single congressman should have been standing on the halls of Congress talking about that, changing the news cycle and putting them on the defense instead of right now, so they would be responding. Instead of responding what happened, they're on the attack, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it to them and scream loud enough. They need to go on the attack. They can't
no, it's time to sing Kumbaya. And, a lot of these people have this horrible misimpression, all right, that the Democratic Party has to be nice all the time because it's in their nature.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have fighters. You just had Ro Khanna on.
Yeah.
Maxwell Frost is amazing. That guy's amazing.
Yeah.
Jasmine Crockett is a warrior. She's a warrior. Every time she says something amazing, there's like this fight on Twitter between me and these other guys. All go, stop talking about my next wife. There's like 20 of us. Everyone wants to marry Jasmine Crockett.
But she has no support. But the problem is there's nobody else. They're few from. See what happens in the mega world. If you have one of them come out, they all come out. They all come out. Here you have Jasmine come out, and it's crickets.
But
crickets.
40 other people won't do it because of the way it makes them look. Every one of them should have a 13 person on the steps of the Capitol, right? We know kings. We're going to defy you at every turn. But that would require leadership. And I know people say, quit banging on Democrats. I don't see it in Hakeem Jeffries. I can't believe for a minute that guy's from Brooklyn.
I thank you. I was going to say, where's the fight? Where's the anger? How come, one of the things I spoke to Congressman Rokana
I
about
watched
right now,
Hamilton too many times.
yeah, exactly. Well, one of the things I spoke to Rokana about, and I told him, I said, listen, I said, you guys have a perfect ammunition right now to be able to destroy Trump. You have the Epstein survivors that want to go meet with Trump. You have Marjorie Taylor Greene asking Trump to meet with them. Trump doesn't want to sit with the survivors in the office. He doesn't want.
Oh no!
He wants to bear. You. Why aren't you sitting on the steps? Every Democratic senator, congressman put on TV. Every time you get on TV, every time you get a chance to speak, why aren't we saying, Donald Trump, meet with the survivors?
Well, I got another question about their messaging, because the Republicans were practically doing this for the last 4 years. All right? The message should be simple. Child rape is not a hoax.
Thank you.
Stop calling them young women. They're young women now. They were children at the time.
Thank you.
And having sexual contact with them is rape under the age of consent. And he admitted that Guillaume, or what's that young woman's name? Guillaume? Not Guillaume. I can't recall. Guthrie was an underage masseuse at Mar-a-Lago, and he was mad because he took her from him
At 16.
at 16, and you were trafficking in women. You had already had an underage child in Mar-a-Lago. I can't believe any of this. Why these people won't fight for their lives is beyond me. You know?
I don't know, Malcolm. I don't know. But let me tell you, we're going to keep fighting. And that's why and that's why, first of all, I know there's a lot going on right now. So for the 1,100, 1,200 people out here, I want to thank each and every one of you that joined us, that are listening because very few get an opportunity to hear what Malcolm was just telling you from a person that knows the inside of how this works, of how, spent his life going over encrypted and text messages and everything, and now they're trying to push upon us some beautiful conversation. Basically, it's like a love letter back and forth. Because why? They're trying to paint the picture. They're trying to that whole trans thing. The left, the far left.
They're going to manufacture that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've seen enough of this administration to straight up call it. These people are criminal. They will manufacture all. I've resisted all the conspiracy theories and bullshit. Do you see that letter? That's that. Hey, can I just make one more statement before you sign off?
No.
First off, everybody who is on this thing, there's 1,100 of you. Go to the box in the upper level left corner that says Lev Parnas and Black Man Spy Malcolm Nance. Touch it. If you touch that, the subscription box pops up from the bottom. Just hit subscribe. You don't have to pay. You just become a free subscriber. If you like it later, you want to support Lev, you want to support me, because this is my income now. I'm a writer and I do this. But I just want you to follow the stuff that I'm saying. I give 90% of what I do free. 90%. Every once in a while, I'll have a subscribers only chat. But you guys have to follow us. I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers just so that I can start flipping the double birds at some right wingers out there.
Absolutely, we need to get to millions of followers, guys. And I know we keep saying it. I know it sounds crazy, and I saw the numbers, but what Malcolm is saying is 100%. Because just think about the lies that they're spreading. Think about every time. I hate to say it, but it's like Groundhog's Day. Every single time we go on here, we're talking about some crazy shit, some new constitutional right they're taking away, some new crazy thing that they're doing.
I have one more thing.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
You guys know that I run a political action committee called FAFO PAC, right? F around, find out. Actually, that's not true. It stands for Focused Action with Focused Objectives. So if you go to FAFOPAC.org, FAFOPAC.org, you'll see that I'm running a new campaign. Last one was No Kings. I took part in the leadership of No Kings. This one is Adopt an Overpass. We want you tomorrow. All right. By the way, is tomorrow Friday or Saturday? Saturday the 20th, my birthday. I want all of you to go out and adopt an overpass. Take a sheet with a message, take a sign, take some American flags, go do a 10-minute protest. Just put it up there, let it stay with whatever the message du jour you want, right? Americans aren't terrorists, or, stop protecting child rapists, or
Happy birthday, Malcolm.
or no, I don't want to see happy birthday, Malcolm. I want you to put a message over a major overpass, because psychologically, those overpasses, you will think about what you saw for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's a way we're trying to get to 1,000 overpasses in the United States. We'll eventually put up a map where you can go see the message on every overpass that we're getting in the country. Go to FAFO PAC and do that. If you can't do that, donate $5 to us, because right now we're sustaining the Remember Your Oath veterans group in Washington, D.C. We're going to be doing it in Baltimore, and we're going to be doing it in Chicago. We aren't letting those guys buy anything. We buy their flags, we buy their tents, we bought their tables, their chairs, everything except for food. We bought all of their big banners, their nylon banners, and they are marching around Washington, D.C. And FAFO PAC, we are the headquarters for fun trouble, not good trouble. Anyone can do good trouble. We want you to have fun doing this. So find an overpass or help those guys that Remember Your Oath out. But go to FAFO PAC and follow what we're doing there, because we are going to be putting out, pictures of everyone's overpasses. That's all I have.
You know what? I'm gonna go find an overpass, and my sing is gonna be for Trump to meet the survivors, see the survivors.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
good
saying
one.
to you, like and absolutely. So everybody out there, you know what to do. It's right
got it.
now. It's that time. It's that time where we gotta go support each other. We gotta go out there and make our voices loud and clear. Be the
Absolutely.
megaphone. Be the extension. Go out there, get 3, 4 more people here, because we can't do it alone, but we could do it with you. Together, we will prevail, because the media, it's gone. You're watching it. We're all alone. We have no billionaires. We have no corporate sponsors. We have nobody on our side here. We're all alone. It's us and you. We're speaking the truth, but with your support, we're going to get through it, and we're going to get our democracy back. Even the dogs agree with us on that.
The dogs just alerted to ICE.
You got a trained dog there, man.
All right.
Everybody have a great day. We'll see you back later on tomorrow, but it'll go out FAFO. Make sure you donate.
FAFOPAC.org.
.org. Make sure you go get an overpass. And the most important thing, everybody could do something. That's the important message I want you to take away today.
Yep.
It's either adopting an overpass, going marching in No Kings, calling your congressman, putting a message on restacking this or resending this message far and wide, becoming a subscriber, becoming a paid subscriber.
Yep.
Everybody could do something, because we're in this war together. Because, I hate to say it, but it is a war. We're in a war to save our democracy, folks, because this is no longer if this is coming. This is no longer are we going to be in the constitutional, or fascism is here. You're seeing it play out. We've already lost a lot of rights. So now is the time, because if you don't stand up now, I don't want to say it, but you will regret it. I don't even want to go there, because we can't regret it. And we have too much to lose. Our kids, our future, our grandkids. It's too much, because we already have sustained so much problems that we're gonna have to deal with after we save our democracy. He's already caused so much. We didn't even touch on what's going on in Eastern Europe right now. We should do a special. Actually, Alexander's just got back not too long ago. Maybe tomorrow, Malcolm.
Tomorrow we can do one. Yeah. By the way, no one noticed the Russian army's being slaughtered.
Yeah,
right
that's what
now.
I'm saying to you. Tomorrow, so you know what? Tomorrow, guys,
We'll come up.
put your alerts on. I'll send you an email. Me, Malcolm, and Alexander are going to do a special live bringing about Ukraine and everything else. God bless everyone.
All right.
Stay safe. Talk to you later. Take care, brother.
Bye-bye.